Intelligence isn't what they taught you in school. It's not memorizing facts. It's not being polite. It's not playing by rules designed to keep you manageable. Real intelligence is ruthless. It sees patterns others miss. It operates without the moral theater that keeps most people weak. Machiavelli, Sun Tzu, Robert Greene, they understood something your teachers never told you. The world rewards those who see it clearly, not those who see it kindly. These 8 lessons will make you dangerously smart, not because they're complicated, because they're true, and truth unfiltered is a weapon most people are too afraid to hold. Lesson 1. People don't want truth. They want comfort. You think explaining facts will change minds? It won't. Human beings are not rational creatures who occasionally feel emotion. We're emotional creatures who occasionally think rationally. Psychologist Daniel Kahneman proved this. We make decisions emotionally, then reverse engineer logic to justify them. When you present truth that threatens someone's comfort, their brain doesn't process it as information. It processes it as an attack. They will fight you, not because you're wrong, because you're making them uncomfortable. The dangerously smart person understands this. They don't waste energy trying to wake people up. They use people's preference for comfort strategically. Tell them what they want to hear when it benefits you. Save the truth for those rare few who can handle it. Most people are running from reality. Don't interrupt their escape unless you gain something from it. Lesson 2. Your reputation is not about who you are. It's about what others need to believe. You think being authentic matters. It doesn't. Niccolo Machiavelli wrote that it's better to appear virtuous than to be virtuous. Because people judge based on appearances, not reality. They don't see your intentions. They see your image. An image is controllable. The dangerously smart person curates their reputation like a weapon. To your boss, you're ambitious but loyal. To your competitors, you're friendly but formidable. To the naive, you're trustworthy. To the powerful, you're useful. You're not lying. You're controlling the frame. Authenticity is a luxury afforded to people with nothing to lose. If you're building something, you can't afford it. Lesson 3. Silence reveals more than speech ever will. Talk less, watch more. The person who speaks the most in any room is rarely the most powerful. They're the most insecure. When you speak, you reveal your position, your biases, your weaknesses. You give others ammunition. When you stay silent, others fill the void. They project. They assume. They reveal themselves trying to read you. Sun Tzu wrote, "If your opponent is temperamental, seek to irritate him." How do you irritate someone? Often by simply not reacting, by withholding the response they expect. Silence is pressure. It creates discomfort, and in that discomfort, people make mistakes. The dangerously smart person treats their words like currency. The more you spend, the less they're worth. Speak only when your words move the game forward. Otherwise, let others talk themselves into corners. Lesson 4. Loyalty is transactional, not emotional. This will offend you? Good. People aren't loyal to you. They're loyal to what you provide. Status, security, resources, validation. The moment you stop providing it, their loyalty evaporates. Robert Greene documented this across centuries of power dynamics. The courtier who swears eternal devotion abandons the king the moment the kingdom falls. Not because they're evil, because loyalty is a survival strategy, not a virtue. The dangerously smart person doesn't get bitter about this. They accept it, and they use it. You want loyalty? Become valuable, indispensable. Make sure the cost of betraying you outweighs the benefit. But never ever assume loyalty is permanent. It's a contract being renegotiated every single day based on what you bring to the table. Lesson 5. Your enemies teach you more than your friends. Your friends tell you what you want to hear. Your enemies tell you what you need to fix. They study your weaknesses. They exploit your patterns. They force you to adapt or die. Nietzsche understood this. He wrote, "That which does not kill me makes me stronger." But here's the ruthless part. You should be grateful for your enemies. Not in some spiritual forgiveness way. Grateful because they're the quality control. Your friends are too polite to provide. Your competitor who undercuts your pricing? They're teaching you efficiency. The person who exposes your mistakes? They're showing you where your armor has gaps. The dangerously smart person doesn't waste energy hating enemies. They study them, learn from them, become better because of them. And when they finally surpass them, they do it quietly. Lesson 6. Emotion is information, not instruction. You feel angry. That's data. It's not a command to act. Most people are slaves to their emotions. They feel something and immediately obey it. Angry, attack, hurt, withdraw, afraid, freeze. The dangerously smart person treats emotion like a dashboard warning light. It signals something, but you don't steer the car based on the light. You investigate what it's indicating. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in Rome, wrote in his private journal, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. And when you feel fear, ask, what threat am I detecting? When you feel anger, ask, what boundary was crossed? When you feel jealousy, ask, what do I want that I'm not pursuing?" Emotion becomes intel, and intel informs strategy. The weak are controlled by their feelings. The strong use their feelings as reconnaissance. Lesson 7. Power abhors a vacuum. If you don't take it, someone else will. You think avoiding power makes you moral. It makes you irrelevant. Every space has a hierarchy. Every group has a leader. If you refuse to compete for position, you're not opting out of the game. You're just surrendering to whoever's ruthless enough to claim it. Machiavelli was clear. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Not because fear is noble, because power dynamics are real, and pretending they don't exist doesn't make you virtuous. It makes you a resource for someone else to use. The dangerously smart person doesn't apologize for seeking power. They understand that power is the ability to shape outcomes. And if you care about anything, your family, your mission, your values, you need power to protect it. Refusing power doesn't make you good. It makes you someone else's tool. Lesson 8. The most dangerous move is the one nobody sees coming. Predictability is weakness. When people can anticipate your moves, they can counter them. When they can read your patterns, they can trap you. Sun Tzu wrote, "All warfare is based on deception, not because lying is virtuous, because survival requires unpredictability." The dangerously smart person never becomes a known quantity. They're cooperative until cooperation no longer serves. They're aggressive when others expect patience. They're silent when others expect justification. They operate in the gap between expectation and reality. This doesn't mean being chaotic. It means being strategically variable. If you always fight, you're predictable. If you always retreat, you're predictable. But if you're calm until you're not, if you're generous until you're ruthless, if you're visible until you vanish, you become impossible to pin down, and what can't be predicted can't be controlled. Let's be clear about what this is. These aren't lessons in evil. They're lessons in reality. The world operates on power, perception, and strategic action. Pretending otherwise doesn't make you moral. It makes you prey. You can be kind, but kindness without strength is just weakness with good PR. You can be honest, but honesty without discretion is just stupidity with a clear conscience. You can be loyal, but loyalty without reciprocity is just servitude with a smile. The dangerously smart person integrates these lessons not to harm, but to protect, to build, to operate effectively in a world that doesn't reward naivety. Every lesson here is a tool. Tools aren't good or evil. They're effective or ineffective. A hammer can build a house or break a skull. The tool doesn't determine the outcome. The wielder does. These 8 lessons make you dangerous because they make you effective. And effectiveness, directed by purpose, is the only thing that changes the world. You now have the lessons. What you do with them determines whether you're dangerously smart or just dangerous. The fool uses these lessons to manipulate without purpose. They become small tyrants in small kingdoms. The wise use these lessons to navigate reality without delusion. They build something that lasts. Most people will never hear these lessons. They're too uncomfortable, too ruthless, too real. They'll stay in the fantasy that the world rewards niceness, that truth always wins, that good things come to those who wait. You're not most people anymore. You see the game. You understand the rules. Now go play it better than everyone who's still pretending the game. doesn't exist. Be dangerously smart.